Hello from Beer Australia Reviews, and today we will be sampling, tasting and reviewing some Colonial Draught Kolsch Ale. So Colonial is one of the breweries from the Margaret River region. They also have another place in Melbourne as well, and it's another one of the brew pubs that's just in the Margaret River region, and it's a little bit north of Margaret River itself, in a little place called Bramley. But it's well worth a visit. It's one of the places what the Margaret River brewery tours often go to. Now they have like a nice range of beers what they make, well, apart from the sour beer that I don't like. But anyways, okay, all the other beers what they do, I can just recommend them. Now this is the first time I've reviewed though their Draught Kolsch Ale. Now if we have a look on the website, you'll see this one says it is a handcrafted, easy drinking beer, smooth with a hint of floral hops, and it says it's made with Australian Melba Hops, and it's straw colour, light body, background of passion fruit and citrus. So yeah, okay. Well, let's get this one out of the fridge then and get it open. There you go. Colonial. Actually, same on the back as the front. Okay, so on the can it says it's an easy drinking ale made with light malts and European hops for a refreshing bitter finish. Handmade by CBC or CB Co. Colonial Brewing Co. Okay, alright. So let's get it open anyway. What are we looking for on this one? Backgrounds of passion fruit and citrus. Okay, let's see what we get. Say pale straw colour, light body, yep. So it looks very much like a lager. So a Kolsch ale would be a German style lager. Lots of fizz in that one, nice and clear. Yeah, looking good. Yeah. Okay, so now I have had a couple of cans of this one before. Now the funny thing what struck me about this one is they're calling this one a draft ale, and it really does resemble. And I'm going to say to you it actually resembles a little bit like a VB or also like a Swan Draft. So, but the thing is though, this is not a mass-produced beer like a Swan Draft or like a VB. This one is like just handmade. It's a microbrewery. It's a craft brewery. Is Colonial, and they just put more care and stuff into the products. So, okay, let's give this one a go. See what it's like. Passion fruit and citrus, maybe. It doesn't jump out at you with a lot of hops, so it's not an overly hopped beer, but a Kolsch type of a beer is always lightly hopped. It has a little bit of bitterness, hops in there, but they don't add in all the extra things and like dried hop and towards the end. So I don't know whether or not this one is dried hopped and things, but yeah, but it's not overly hoppy. Yeah, so it doesn't have bundles of aroma, but right, let's give it a taste. It's smooth and tangy. Definitely good water quality, this one. Tang, mild bitterness, but it is very refreshing. It's one of these beers that you can definitely have on a warm day. So if you are in the Margaret River region, it's one of those warm days, rather than heading to a vineyard, head over to Colonial and have a pint of this one, because it's good. Okay, so we've got a tiny little bit of citrus on this one. It's not an overly abundantly flavoured beer. I don't know whether or not would they call this one a draft, whether or not they were going for like an English ale style. If you have this one back to back with like a light lager, which I did do a couple of weeks ago, this one tastes like extra malty, as if they've tried to to go for like an English real ale sort of a flavour. Although the body of it's very much more like a lager, so more in the Kolsch style. So it's a little bit of its own thing. So there's not that many breweries that I've come across who do a similar thing to this one. So it's quite drying as well in the aftertaste. Not too extra tangy around the back and things. So it's one of those like ideal warm day beers. So it's just the sort of thing that you need on those warm days in Australia. Now let me see. So we're still looking for passion fruit and citrus. A tiny little bit of fruitiness in there, but it's not overly abundant. It's not one of those beers that have like an entire grapefruit or an entire pineapple shoved into the can. It's just not one of those. It's a refreshing one. So it's the sort of beer that you're definitely going to have on a warm day if you've been to the beach and stuff and you're winding down after the day, or winding down after the day at work on a warm day. It's one of those sorts of beers. So despite the fact that it does resemble things like the VB or the Swan Draft, it's made in a different way because, like I say, it's just a better quality ingredients, handmade. They just put more effort into this one. Okay, so it's not an overly complex beer. There's not that much that you can go on about. A little bit of citrus, tiny little bit of fruit flavours in there, but it's mainly just a refreshing beer. A Kolsch beer is just one of the lightest types of lagers, so it's very refreshing. It's just an easy drinking beer. So that's the style that they've gone for, but with like a little bit of extra sort of malt in there. It does have a little bit of a resemblance to an English ale, like an English bitter, but not much. Okay, but again, Colonial beers, I've tried several of them, and I can recommend every single one of them, apart from the sour beer, because I just don't like the sour beers. I think it's a beer too far. I'm all for trying different beers. Let's continue to make different sorts of beers, continue to be innovative. If you're a brewer, definitely, I back you up on that one. But sour beers don't do it for me. But the other Colonial beers that I've tried, things like the pale ale and the lagers and IPAs from Colonial, they're really, really excellent. So overall, Colonial, yeah, it's a nice brewery, and this is just another one of their beers that's done really well. Yeah, so not too much more to say about this one. It's a nice beer. Definitely gets a thumbs up. Very refreshing. Still got lots of fizz in it. Mild citrus notes on this one. Not overly hopped, not overly bitter, but just an overall nice drink. So, Colonial Brewing Co. Draft Kolsch Ale. Yeah. Thanks for watching.